How important is it for your women? I'm stuttering. How important is it for your woman to contribute income to your household?
0. None. Doesn't matter.
Not at all?
None.
Do you feel it?
What do you mean?
The connection?
Nigga, what?
Did you guys see the date on the video? That video was 2 years ago. Keep in mind, she's just doing an interview asking him about the woman, and this happens.
You don't mind if she's like a housewife?
No, absolutely not. As long as she has her own things and goals that she wants to do, that's all that matters.
This type of stuff tends to happen when a man has his life together. When you have your life together, your bank account is set, and you have your career already set, or you have your purpose already going, more than likely you could end up in a relationship like this because a woman is more adaptable. Men have to understand, regardless of what comes out of a woman's mouth about her being independent, feminism only matters whenever it's working in the woman's favor for that moment.
I love my husband. Like, I love that man to death. I love our relationship. I love what we have built together. I love being his wife. But if anything were to ever happen where we weren't together anymore, I would definitely not do this marriage shit again. I don't think people really understand the effort that goes into having a successful marriage. This shit is not easy. Do not believe that fairy tale shit that you see on TV. Just because you love each other does not mean your marriage is going to work. Love it.
And she's absolutely right. This is why we tell you, love is just you accepting the negative traits of a person that no one else is going to accept. You don't have to sleep with somebody in order to love you.
It is not enough. It takes patience, understanding. It takes compassion. It takes consideration. It takes forgiveness. It takes selflessness. For the rest of my life, every decision I make, I have to think about how it's going to affect my husband. If you are not willing to have that level of consideration, do not get married. Now, me and my husband have been together for 13 years, married for 11. He knows me better than anyone else on this planet, and vice versa. We're at a point where most of our communication is nonverbal. With all that being said, there's still times where he'll do something and I'm like, oh. So after all the time and effort we put into learning one another, I'm supposed to turn around and go do that shit with someone else?
She's absolutely right. See, this is what you got to understand. You could be miserable being around a person that you think that you want to spend the rest of your life with. You could become a miserable person just by being needy. This is why we tell you guys, you have to pursue your purpose. You have to know who you are, because you have to have something that's motivating you in life other than a relationship. If you're waiting for a relationship to motivate you in life, you are going to live a miserable life, because a lot of relationships are miserable who are not on the same game plan.
See, it's probably one of the best things I ever started in my life. Let me explain. Now, I'm gonna keep it $150 with y'all. Straight a million. And I'm not saying this for any attention or no sympathy like that. I'm just trying to inform y'all. But I haven't had any play or any punani in almost 2 years. And it's changed my life dramatically. The way I see shit, the way I view people, the way I read people, the way I read energy. I read it completely different now.
Now, you have to realize, this has to be including a semen retention, because a lot of you guys are just celibate by default. Like, you're not celibate. You're not saying, oh, I'm celibate, I'm not sleeping with women, because you have options. A lot of you are just celibate by default. So for the ones that are celibate by default, you need to practice semen retention. For a lot of guys out there who are very active with women and you get women, you're going to be practicing celibacy. That's the difference between the two.
Now, a lot of people in my position, I'm not gonna lie, would lose their head. A lot of people would turn to the most devious shit at this point, just from no punani. But me, that's not my focus. Like, I straight up am just, through this whole celibacy, I just been getting my bag, getting my money up, doing better for my life, and I feel great. I honestly feel like I've been the best me, like, ever. But it has really turned me really picky towards females. Like,
he's right. See, with me, I didn't do 2 years. I did 14 months. And in that 14-month period, I probably went 11 months with semen retention. So you have to understand, what you start to do is you start to value yourself more, because your senses go up. You start to have more experiences, your knowledge is coming in. So now you do become very picky to the type of woman you are, but you start to learn the type of woman you want as well.
I can't, like, anything a girl does now, like, it's not like I don't know how to talk up a girl no more. It's not like I don't have any riz or any game. I know how to get a girl by my side. It's just now I'm so picky with the people I choose. Like, any little red flag, oh my God, I get turned off so easily. It could be any little thing, and it's not a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing either. But that's my mindset now. Like, everything now is just, I'm so picky. And it's like a part of me low-key wants to keep the streak going. Like, I want to keep the celibacy going. Like, of course, I would like a girl. Like, what the fuck? Like, who wouldn't want, like... But it's like, I don't want to waste my body. I don't want to waste that on somebody that's not worth it. Like,
He's right. I know what he's saying. What he's saying is, it's kind of like, as a man, you start to lower your standards whenever you just start thinking about being with women, being in the bedroom with them, and having sex with them. You start looking at women a certain way. But when you start practicing celibacy, one thing that you're going to notice about women is how immature they are and actually how unfocused they are. See, a lot of girls can lie to simps. They can lie to weaker men because weaker men just want to hear what they want to hear whenever it comes to the women. So weaker men don't care what a woman says because he just wants to have sex. But when you stop wanting to just have sex with women, your standard goes up because you feel like you have more value as a man. So you want to share this experience with a woman who's less for the streets. I understand exactly what he's talking about.
I want to waste it on somebody, not even waste it. I want to spend it on somebody that's really worth it. And it's like that. Like, I'm not trying to have a good time. I'm trying to make it worth my time. It's a good time. I'm trying to make it worth my time. So it's like, I don't know, like, I want to keep the streak going. I want to keep the celibacy going because my life is so much better now. It's like, a lot of y'all need to understand, sex is now...
I understand exactly what he's talking about, which is why I'm with the woman that I'm with now. All right, everyone knows I'm Muslim. I have a Muslim woman. She's covered up from head to toe all day long. But in order for me to get to the point to be in that relationship, I did go celibate and practice semen retention for a very long time because I had to correct myself, who I was, in order to draw in a good woman. And this is something that you guys have to be disciplined at. It's when you have control over your desires. That's what he's going through right now. He has control over his desires. Once you have control over your desires, then you're able to see things clearly, which is why we push semen retention.
I only make $35,000 a year and I'm paying child support. So my ex-wife here, she is a general assistant. She's making a little over 200 grand a year.
On what planet does he owe her child support when he's making $30K and she's making $200,000? How does that work?
I've had my boys for a little over 7 weeks straight.
Ma'am, you see this man right here? He will make sure that you are escorted out of this courtroom. We do not need any more loud outbursts. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
So your child support obligation comes out to $1,456 a month, and those payments are going to be allocated to Mr. Carter.
Your Honor, I understand, but when I was out getting education, he decided to run around and chase everything that had legs.
Oh, if that's true, she's got a point.
You know what? You guys need to be in a different court for that. That has nothing to do with me. Anything else pertaining to these children?
No, Your Honor.
His income just went up by 50% just with this today.
I only make $35,000 a year and
This is what women think. Women think your money is your money, their money is their money, but your money is also their money. Women feel like that the money that they make is only obligated to them and the pressure is always on the man to be a provider. That's what's happened here. She's trying to leverage all he was ripping and running the streets, but when it's all said and done, it has to be the best for the children. And the best for the children is you're the breadwinner, and he's not the breadwinner, but he's spending all the time with the kids and he's watching the kids because she's dedicated to her job, working a lot of hours. He deserves to get the child support because he's technically the one that's raising the child. Now, this is what's going to backfire on feminists. It's because you want to be treated equal as a man, you're going to start getting equal results. Hopefully you guys got the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.